stuff. So first, I'm going to show how to install an audio loopback on a MacBook. And I've always used something called Soundflower, but it's kind of hard to install. So I'm going to try a different one called Blackhole. And we're basically going to figure out how to do it together. In theory. So let me just go ahead and pull up a browser. And this is starting around 12 minutes. Mac. Loopback. At 12 minutes. And then I'm actually curious. I'm just going to look up Soundflower, and I'll do also Blackhole audio. I feel like Blackhole maybe has more support for it. It just seems like this is the one that's still okay. So there's a download button. If you go here to existential.audio/blackhole. Subscribe for a free Mac download. But then there's a download button down here. So do you have to subscribe? Just going to click download. Oh, you do. You do. Okay, here, hold on. So it looks like you get it for free, but you're going to have to give them an email. Just give them this. Subscribe for a free Mac download. Okay, you got my email. Oh, and then it's going to make sure. No, I haven't. Why so dang this? I have not seen the Minecraft Pillars of Creation. I've seen like that somebody made a whole universe in Minecraft, but so I'm gonna have to go check my email to find the download, I guess. Which whatever, it is what it is. Just give me the download. Please confirm subscription. Confirm, download. Okay, so what we're looking at here looks like we have Blackhole 2 channel, 16 or 64. For most instances, it's kind of interesting that there are multiple versions, but for most instances, you're only going to need 2 channels. So let's just go with that for now. We're actually getting an install package. So we'll go ahead and open that. I'll bring this up, continue, agree, install, and close. Okay. Wow, it's really that easy, eh? Interesting. All right, this is definitely the better option than Soundflower, based on my understanding. More robust than VB cable. Does VB cable even work on Mac? I'm not sure, but that's so easy. I literally just had to install it. So basically the way this works is like if you go to your audio settings in Mac, sound preferences, and to be fair, I'm not exactly sure if this works. I'm not sure if this actually works with the newer Mac, the M1 Silicon, like the newer Macs. I don't see why it wouldn't, but it's just, it's potentially, it might not. So if you go to your outputs or inputs in your system preferences, so if you click your little speaker icon, go to sound preferences, or you go to system preferences, and then from system preferences go into sound. And I'm using an old version of Mac, so But either way, if you go to your output or your input tab, you should see a new device here called Blackhole. And so if I set to Blackhole, it's going to basically anything that I play back is going to go to this Blackhole 2 channel. And then when I'm in another piece of software, so let's open Audition and see if this is actually working. It potentially isn't. So I just want to go ahead and check real quick. And I might have to log into Adobe real quick. Skip, skip, skip. Okay, it's that easy, eh? It's almost too easy, suspiciously easy. Okay, so turn this. I need to turn the spectralizer off. It's distracting me. Not that one. This one? Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and the goal that what we're trying to achieve here is basically playing something back on the computer and then recording it straight into a recording device or recording it into OBS or something like that. So I'll go ahead and open up I'll just go ahead and open up some music playback. And then I'll just go ahead and I'm going to go play this. Okay, so that's playing. And my output device, if I set it to my internal speakers, then I can hear it coming out of my internal speakers. But I'm going to set my output device to Blackhole 2 channel. And then in theory, I should be able to go into my Audition preferences and go into audio hardware. And I should be able to set my default input as Blackhole 2 channel. And what that'll mean is basically that anything that's playing, you know, to the main output, which is that black hole, should also be accepted as the input here. So this is significantly easier than it has been before with Soundflower, if this works. Just making sure that's my output. What's up, Alpha? If I hit play, and then I hit record, and I can just pause it to make sure it's working. Dang, it's really that simple, eh? Okay, so it really is that simple. Just to review the steps, go to their website, existential.audio/blackhole. You'll have to sign up to get but it's free and it's definitely worth it. Install it, set your output to Blackhole 2 channel in your recording software, set your input to Blackhole 2 channel, and then you can record stuff playing back directly on the computer. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and play back the audio that was recorded to make sure there's not any like sample rate issues or anything. It's hard to tell. Here, let me play a different song that I know what it actually sounds like. Delete. Record. Clearly very different on the left and the right side. I think that's how this is mixed, but it also is kind of weird. It should even out here in a second. Oh, yeah, there we go. Just going to let it play for a minute, just to give myself enough, like, reference time to be able to see, is it actually working? And we can go ahead and play, or pause, stop the recording. Sounds good.
I'm a flame, I'm a beacon, and go out in the dark and the rain. I'm your lighthouse when you can't.
Okay, so the recording is working great. One other thing to check on is going to be... Doesn't seem like they're... Yeah, no, I guess that's pretty much it. It's a little bit easier. Some things are a little easier on Mac. I don't have to go set the sample rate or anything. It seems like that stuff's all just kind of like figuring itself out. So, is this an actual app that I can use? I'm curious. Yeah, so it's not going to show up as an app. It's just something that you install, and then once you install it, you can see it as a source in your input and your output. So primarily, this is for output. Again, you're going to be outputting to Blackhole. Now, the only downside to this is potentially that you're going to be like when I'm playing this back to record. Currently, if I set it to the headphones, then we can hear it. But now it's not going to record because it's not playing to that internal loopback. And if I set it to Blackhole, it'll record, but we can't hear it. So we're going to create something called a multi-output device, which is super handy. So basically, the easiest way to do this, I already have one open, so let me close it. Easiest way to do this is just to command space to bring up search and type in MIDI. And it's going to pull up audio MIDI setup. I don't know the other way to even get there. I'm assuming in system preferences, MIDI. Yeah, I don't know the other way to get there. I'm not going to lie. If I just went to like main system preferences and then typed in MIDI. Yeah, no, it doesn't even show up. So the best way to get here, again, command space, type in MIDI, and go to audio MIDI setup. And that's going to bring you to this window. This is also where we're figuring out what our sample rate is, and we can adjust that if we want to. This is useful to have because if I open OBS and OBS is set to 48K, then it's going to have issues. So, but this is just showing the available outputs that we have. And this also allows you to map, like on the Scarlett, it looks like I can map specific inputs to specific outputs and stuff like that. But we're going to go ahead and create a new multi-output device. So you click the little plus and you do create multi-output device. And then you can see that it's currently on Blackhole 2 channel. But the other thing I can do is I can come in here and add other devices. So if you had like a recorder hooked up and you were monitoring through that, you could go ahead and check that. You can check as many as you want, but I'm just going to check built-in output because that's what we're monitoring with. I'm not sure if you need to use drift correction, but if it automatically selects it, whatever, you could just leave it. That's all there is to it. You literally just create a multi-output device, and basically what you're saying is you can output solely to the Blackhole 2 channel, but you're not going to be able to monitor it. But if you use this multi-output device, it'll output audio to all the devices that you've selected. So if you go to your audio outputs, you can see that we have this multi-output device. And so what's useful about this is now not only will it play to the Blackhole loopback so that we can record it, but it'll also play to the headphone output, in theory. Now, because this is the digital output, there's no way to like turn it down. If you push the volume keys, it'll normally bring up a thing. Oh, it's showing it on the other screen, but you see, like, you can't actually control the volume here anymore. And so the place that you have to control the volume is generally going to be like wherever it's playing back from. So you can control volume here. That's the only downside to the multi-output device. But other than that, it's pretty much, yeah, it's pretty good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. I'm going to record. I'm going to hit play. And then like, see, it's clipping, it's recording too loud. So I want to go, and like you might want to turn it down and be like, okay, this is where I want to record now that I have that recording level set. Now that I have that recording level set, I'm going to go delete that and start the recording again. And that's about where I want it. So this is where if you were going to record a like sound bite from a meme or a movie or something, this is how you'd set that up. We go to... Oh, I guess we could go to that. We could just do this. What are you doing? Step bro. What are you doing in my swamp? And so then we're going to go ahead and make sure that we turn that up. We're going to set to our multi-output device as our output in system preferences. Oh, boy. And then we're going to go record. And then I'm just going to hit play.
What are you doing in my swamp?
And then I can end the recording, and you can record stuff really easily that way. So, and then I can go ahead and edit this as needed. Favorites. Yeah, that's how that works. Another example would be like true.
What are you doing in my swamp?
Sometimes clipping good, sometimes clipping bad.
What are you doing in my swamp?
And so then you could go ahead and export this as your own little bite or whatever. Let's see. Here's how you'd set it up in OBS. If OBS will open. So now, normally, desktop audio does not work in Mac with OBS. So right now, if I go into settings and I go into audio, I can set my mic auxiliary device. I'm going to set to my Scarlett. Oops. And then I'm going to set up desktop audio. It's just disabled. It's not even a thing. So we're going to go ahead and set the desktop audio to the Blackhole. I guess the multi-output device isn't showing up, but it's all good. Like, this is an old version of OBS, so I need to install a new one, but I have to update my computer first. This is under... I'm only capturing the left side of my Scarlett right now, so I'm just going to go in here to advanced audio properties and check down mix to mono. So now I have a mic channel, and then I should... Yeah, see? Now we have separate audio on the mic aux, and I could even rename it. I could be like, my mic, and then I could say... This one is music or something like that. And then I'm actually really curious about this. So if we go into settings and we go to audio, no, wrong. If we go to advanced audio properties, I can go over here into tracks. And I'm just going to set it like this, where basically I'm only recording 2 audio tracks and they're going to be on channel 1 and channel 2 to separate them out. And then if I start recording... Hey, check 1, 2, check. Hello? I was wondering if I have Spectralizer installed in here, but no. And then I play music. Now, you'll notice that, like, it doesn't really matter. Like this, the audio playing in here is completely irrelevant to like what's actually being heard. So that's something to keep in mind. But if I stop the recording It's going to turn it into an MKV file if I have it, if it's set up the way it normally would be. Output, recording, MKV, yep. So we need to remux this really quick. It's not usable as an MKV file. So if you go up to File and then Remux Recordings, gonna go select it from Movies, open it, and then it'll automatically mix it into an MP4. So I'll just remux that real quick. Go find it. And Movies. And here's the MP4 version. So I'm just curious about how the audio recorded in this. So I'm just going to go drag the MP4 into Audition. And it looks like it just recorded all as one thing.
Never quite forget the first tape you bought. Mom was naughty by nature back when OPP was hot. Who'd have thought that I could ever turn out?
It didn't record my, okay, so it didn't record my voice at all, which is weird. Okay, I need to go look at, hold on, I need to go look at the recording settings again. Audio, output, audio track is 1, recording, audio track. Oh, okay, see, it only is recording audio track 1. So I'm going to go check. I want to record more than one. So I guess you have to go check that beforehand, and then I'll hit OK. And then that's weird, because I thought my mic was on channel 1, but I guess not. Oh, yeah, never mind. See, music was on channel 1 here in Advanced Audio Properties, and my mic was on channel 2. So I want to go, now that I've gone into my settings to output under recording, I have audio track 1 and audio track 2 are both going to record. I could set up a third channel. I'm going to set up a third channel. What should I add as my third audio input? Maybe for this one I'll add a, media source or something. Media, okay. Browse. What kind of media do I even have? That interview with Brady Hogan. I just deleted everything off here. I'll just go ahead and grab this. This is an MP3 file. And I'll go ahead and say OK. And I'm going to go ahead and go in here to Advanced Audio Properties, downmix this to mono. I want to rename this. Rename. Okay. So what I want to see is if it records all of these on separate tracks, which it should. So I guess I'll just start recording. I have the media playback. Oh, wait, I have to stop. I have to set one more thing. I have to go to Advanced Audio Properties and see, yeah, I need this to only record on track 3. So now I have my mic is going to track 1, music is going to track 2, and this media file is going to track 3. And just double checking really quick under output in system settings, I'm recording 3 tracks. Okay, now I'm gonna start recording. And I'm gonna say, hello, hello, I'm recording now. And there's also something playing in the background underneath me that I'm gonna mute. So I just muted that, so that should mute that for the recording. And now I'll go ahead and play some music. And then I'm gonna go ahead and now all three things are playing. Yay. All right, we're gonna stop recording. And we're gonna go to File, Remux. Find the most recent version. The most recent video that was recorded is this one. Select, remux it, okay. And then this is the moment of truth. This is when we'll see if there are 3 tracks. Are there 3 tracks? Ayo, there are. Oh, and they're all stereo. Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. So this is
So that's the audio file that I had playing in the background.
gone back
And I'm
just a
gonna
little
say
before
hello,
the St.
hello.
Bernard.
And then from here, I need to look up the way that you can mix these all down to their own files. But that's pretty sweet, though. That should mute that for the recording, and now I'll go ahead and play some music. Worked like a charm. So that's it, though. That's it for this tutorial.